Parents, did you know that studies show focusing too much on happiness can actually harm your child's mental health? Here's a question. Are you raising a happy child or a resilient, emotionally intelligent one? The difference could shape their entire future. Whenever I teach parenting classes, one of the first questions I ask parents, what qualities do you want your child to have? Almost every time they say, I want my child to be happy. It's an admirable goal, but here's the truth. It's not the best foundation for a fulfilling life. In today's video, we're diving into why happiness shouldn't be your main parenting goal, and more importantly, what you should focus on instead to set your child up for true success and fulfillment. So stick around, it might just change the way you parent forever. If you're visiting for the first time, I'm Dr. Taniesha Burke, your positive parenting coach, and welcome to our channel. Are you a subscriber? If you're not, we encourage you to subscribe so that you can be alerted of our upcoming videos. And most importantly, you get us into the algorithm so other parents just like you can see this video and other upcoming videos as well. Thank you so much for subscribing. Parenting is one of life's most fulfilling yet challenging journeys. For many parents, the ultimate goal is to raise a happy child. While this aspiration is understandable, research increasingly shows that prioritizing happiness as a primary objective of parenting can lead to unintended consequences for both children and parents. Instead, focusing on fostering resilience, emotional intelligence, and a sense of purpose is more beneficial for long-term well-being. So you've come this far in the video and you might be wondering, what is wrong with prioritizing happiness in my children? Now, what we're going to do, we're going to look at why that is a problem, and then we're going to look at what you should be focusing on instead. The first issue is the misconception of happiness. Happiness is often perceived as a constant state of pleasure or joy. However, psychological research highlights that happiness is fleeting and context dependent. Children who are taught that happiness is the ultimate goal may struggle to cope with inevitable challenges and disappointments, leading to frustration or a sense of failure. The second issue is helicopter parenting and overprotection. When parents are overly focused on their children's happiness, they may become overprotective, shielding them from challenges and discomfort. This can prevent children from developing problem-solving skills and resilience. A 2015 study found that overprotecting is linked to actual higher rates of anxiety and a decreased self-efficacy in young adults. A third reason related to the focus of happiness is short-term gratification over long-term growth. When happiness is prioritized, children may focus on immediate gratification rather than long-term goals. This mindset can hinder the development of delayed gratification, a critical skill for success. The well-known study, the marshmallow test, demonstrated that the ability to delay gratification predicts better academic and social outcomes in later life. The third issue relating to focusing on happiness is undermining autonomy. Constantly trying to ensure your child's happiness can inadvertently undermine their sense of autonomy. When children are not allowed to experience and navigate their own emotional states, they may become overly reliant on external validation and struggle with independent decision-making as they grow older. The fifth issue relates to unrealistic expectations. Parents who prioritize happiness may inadvertently place undue pressure on themselves and their children. When children experience sadness, anger, or frustration, parents may feel they have failed, leading to guilt or stress. This dynamic can create a feedback loop where the children feel responsible for their parents' emotional well-being. The sixth and final problem with focusing on happiness relates to negative mental health impacts of over-focusing on it. So research indicates that excessive focus on personal happiness and self-centered thinking can have detrimental effects on mental health. For instance, one study found a significant association between self-focused attention and negative affect, including depression and anxiety. Additionally, a meta-analysis study revealed that heightened self-focus correlates with increased negative mood states. These findings suggest that prioritizing personal happiness and engaging in self-focused thinking may inadvertently contribute to poorer mental health outcomes. Now that you understand why it's so problematic to focus on happiness as a main parenting goal, we're going to shift gears and show you what you need to focus on instead to help your children to be resilient, independent individuals. Instead of focusing primarily on happiness, you need to focus on building resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity. Teaching children to embrace challenges and learn from failure is essential for their growth. According to a 2001 study, resilience is built through supportive relationships, opportunities for skill development, and encouragement to overcome obstacles. So a practical tip we'll suggest is to allow your child to solve problems independently when safe and appropriate. Guide them through reflection rather than immediately stepping in with solutions. Instead of focusing on happiness, it's important instead to focus on cultivating emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand, manage, and express emotions, and it is a very strong predictor of success rather than IQ. Helping children recognize and regulate their emotions equips them to navigate complex social and personal situations. As a practical tip, you can use emotion coaching techniques to validate your children's feelings and teach them strategies for managing strong emotions. And you can also buy emotion charts that are available on Amazon that you can use to help them to identify their feelings. Because once they're able to identify their feelings, they're able to name it, and then they can tame it if the feeling is a big emotion. Another thing to focus on instead of happiness is to encourage purpose and meaning. Children thrive when they feel their lives have purpose. This sense of meaning can stem from contributing to family, helping others, or pursuing passions. Research suggests that a sense of purpose is also linked to higher life satisfaction and resilience in children and teens. So a practical tip we have for you is to involve your child in family responsibilities and community service. Highlight how their actions positively impact others. The fourth and final thing that we will cover today that you should focus on instead of happiness is developing a growth mindset. A growth mindset popularized by Professor Carol Dweck encourages children to view effort and perseverance as a pathways to improvement. This perspective helps them to approach challenges with curiosity and determination rather than fear. A practical tip we have regarding this is to praise your child's efforts instead of innate traits like intelligence or talent. For example, you may say, "You worked so hard on that project," rather than "You're so smart." Dweck's research shows that when you focus on innate talents, children actually will refuse to do any task that might compromise the perception that others and they themselves have of that particular talent or trait. So if they think a task is going to make them no longer look smart, they're not going to do the task. So it's best to focus on their efforts. So far, we've covered some key points on why it is problematic to focus on happiness as a main parenting goal and what you should focus on instead. So, the last part of this video, we're now going to talk about how you shift your perspective as a parent to ensure that you focus on things like growth mindset. The first way to shift your perspective is to embrace comfort. Comfort and struggle are natural parts of life. By modeling healthy coping strategies and normalizing difficult emotions, parents can teach children to accept and navigate life's ups and downs. View mistakes as opportunities for growth, showing your child that failure is not the end but a step in the learning process. Another way to shift your perspective is to focus on connection. Strong parent-child relationships provide the foundation for emotional security. Rather than striving to make your child happy, focus on being present and supportive. Research by the famous attachment theorist Bowlby underscores the importance of secure attachment in fostering well-adjusted individuals. A connected relationship also creates a safe space for children to discuss and learn from their mistakes. Leading by example is also a good way to shift your perspective. Children learn from what parents do than what they say. Demonstrating resilience, emotional intelligence, and purpose in your own life sets a powerful example for your children. Share your own mistakes and lessons you learn, normalizing the idea that growth often comes from challenges. Another way to shift your perspective is to foster curiosity and open-mindedness. Encourage your child to ask questions, explore new ideas, and develop their own perspectives. Fostering curiosity helps children become critical thinkers and adaptable problem solvers, which are qualities essential for navigating a complex world. What you can do as a parent is to create opportunities for exploration by introducing new activities, books, or experiences. Celebrate curiosity by engaging in open-ended discussions without rushing to provide answers. Our fifth and final suggestion in shifting perspective is to practice gratitude together. Gratitude is a powerful tool for shifting focus from immediate desires to appreciating what one has. Practicing gratitude as a family can promote positivity, strengthen relationships, and build resilience in the face of challenges. So a tip regarding this is to start a daily gratitude ritual, such as sharing 3 things you're grateful for during dinner or before bed. Model this behavior by expressing gratitude for both big and small moments in your day. While happiness is a desirable state, it should not be the cornerstone of parenting. Instead, aim to raise resilient, emotionally intelligent, and purpose-driven children who can navigate life's complexities with confidence and grace. By focusing on these long-term goals, you're not just preparing your child for temporary happiness, but equipping them with the tools to lead fulfilling and meaningful lives. We're now at the end of our video where we looked at why it is so problematic to focus on having happy children as a main parenting goal. We also look at what you should focus on instead and how you shift your perspective. So we hope that you found this information informative, and if you did, we'd love to hear from you. Please leave your comment in the comments section, and if you have friends or family who you think may benefit from this content, please share this video with them. Thank you so much for joining us, and goodbye for now.